Hello, today I'll be reviewing the Swiss Victorinox Chrono Classic XLS alarm watch, or chronograph. Just before I begin, I'll actually start the chronograph function so you can see this running. Normally when I wear it, I don't actually have the chronograph running. I only run it when I need to time something. Okay, so first I'll get into the basics of the watch as far as the material. The entire actual chronograph or watch is a stainless steel material. The face is a sapphire crystal, which, as far as all of the faces that can go, or the face protecting or covering, I would definitely recommend a sapphire crystal the most because it's extraordinarily scratch resistant. I've worn this watch for roughly a year now, and nearly every day, certainly every actual day of the work day, the actual wear on the watch, I guess, I've gotten the most wear on the bezel, which functions as a tachometer, which personally I never use the tachometer. I really don't see any need to use it, but that's personally. The bezel is obviously stainless steel as well, and they've kind of done a gunmetal finish on the outside there. Flipping you around to see the rest of the specifications. It is, where is this? Alright, right around here. You see it's 100 meters of water depth protection. I've never actually taken it in water, nor do I really intend to take it in water unless I fall off of a boat or something. But if I did, I suspect that if I was going to live and use the watch, I wouldn't be going past 100 meters. You can see as far as aesthetics, they've put the Swiss Victorinox shield on the back, as well as in the front again, and then on the crown, the shield as well. And then on the back again, it continues to tell you that the watch is Swiss made, and it has a sapphire crystal in the front, which again I recommend. The movement of the watch is Swiss, as well as the quartz, which the watch runs on. It being a quartz watch, it will run on a Swiss quartz crystal. You can see, moving on, that I'm running the chronograph, and it's tracking the amount of minutes. You can't really see this minute hand because it's hidden by the hour and minute hand of the actual watch function, but the chronograph is keeping time. It's a 12-hour chronograph, so it's going to record 30 minutes at a time and 12 hours at a time before you'll actually need to reset it, being 12-hour being the max capacity. And just to exhibit that now, to start the chronograph, you're going to use the top button, and so to stop it, I'll use the top button as well. And then hit the bottom button to reset it to the original position. And the chronograph dial is just going to wheel around until it hits the original position. As I mentioned before, it is an alarm watch, so this is the alarm function down here. Right now, I have it set to 3:30, and so if I were to set it to 3 o'clock, this hand would point to the 3 as well as the hour hand. They don't really sync up, but it would be 3 o'clock. The alarm usually, it's very hard to get it to go off reliably, meaning that it will usually go off 3 to 4 minutes after, I would say mostly, that you actually set it. So I personally rarely use the alarm function. In fact, the alarm is very complicated. The manual gives a very vague and, quite frankly, poor description of how to use the alarm, so hopefully my explanation helped a bit. To actually set the alarm, you're going to hold in the bottom one, the bottom button, and you'll see now the alarm hands are moving. So to set it to 9 o'clock, move it around. Now I need to move it around again so the minute hand is on the 9 as well. So currently it's set to 9 o'clock. And like I said before, they don't sync up the best. Give it a second. It should beep twice as soon as... Alright, you just heard the 2 beeps. I think that means that the alarm is now activated and will go off at, what I said, to 9 o'clock. And so to turn off the alarm, you'll just hit the bottom button again. A single beep means that the alarm has been turned off. 2 beeps, it's on. 1 beep, it's off. You can see there's a date display, which is changed by pulling out the crown to the first position and simply flipping it. I actually need to set it back to the original position, or the original date, because when I went through the video earlier, I accidentally passed the 23rd. So there we go. To set the actual time, you're just going to pull the crown out to the second position, and then the hands will be able to move with the use of the crown just being turned. I'll get into the band a bit. I bought this watch with a genuine leather band, and now personally I actually regret that decision because I've worn this watch, like I said, for nearly a year, almost every day, and you can see that there's some good wear on the band, so I'll probably be needing to replace it soon. And from what I saw earlier on Amazon, the new leather bands usually run around $120. One more aesthetic I missed is that the clasp actually has the Victorinox shield on it again. So if you were considering getting this watch, it's slightly more expensive to buy it with the metal band, but not too much of a difference. I would recommend going with the stainless steel metal band just because you'll have a longer duration that you can use the band, as opposed to the leather one that's maybe a bit more comfortable, but you're going to need to replace it obviously after close to a year based on the wear that I've used, and that's nearly every day, wearing the watch for usually 8 to in excess of 8 hours a day. As far as, I guess, my own opinions on the watch, I left out the dimensions. Actually, I should reference that quickly. The case diameter is 45 millimeters, and the case thickness is 12 millimeters. The band material, obviously, I mentioned earlier, is leather, and the band length is 8.5 inches. The band width is 23 millimeters. And so that's roughly it. The actual... I thought I had it on here. I'm just looking basically the Amazon fact sheet. I thought it said the weight of the watch, but it doesn't. It isn't very heavy, though. It's actually quite comfortable all around. The current price of the chronograph on Amazon, though, is $359, and that is with the leather band. If you were to go to a stainless steel band, the price would go up slightly, but when I remember looking at both of them when I originally decided to go with the leather band, the price difference wasn't too much. The retail value of this watch, in particular, once again with the leather band, is $625. And so that comes to basically 43% off on Amazon. So I guess that's basically the crucial information and knowledge about the watch that you need to know. As far as my personal opinion, I really like this chronograph, and I have gotten quite fond of Victorinox as a brand in general. I've gotten a lot of compliments on this chronograph. It truthfully is my first chronograph that I've had, and so I learned a lot from having this piece, which is why I'm planning on buying another soon, another Victorinox, hopefully. And I just think that overall the watch is pretty smart looking, and I quite like it. The stainless steel, I'm a fan of. I don't believe that the actual alarm watch came in different face colors. The face color of this one obviously being silver. I believe that the actual Chrono Classic, just the plain chronograph, came with a variety of colors, including a brown, blue, and silver, and I think a black as well. So that's basically the information you need to know about this watch. Again, I recommend it. It's a nice chronograph. Like I said, the tachometer for me doesn't really have very much practicality, and the alarm is quite complicated, though quite complicated from the extent that you're not really going to be able to learn how to use it well based on the manual, at least the manual that I received from the manufacturer, which is something I should quickly reference. When you actually go to buy this watch or chronograph, if you're set on it and you're getting it from Amazon, be careful which dealer you get it from. I received this one from, I believe the vendor is called Ashford Watches, which is I guess they sell watches and chronographs on sale. And the timepiece itself was in good condition when I got it, but the packaging material was subpar, to say the least. You'll notice on Amazon when you look at this, it comes in a very nice looking packaging. What Ashford Watches sent me is essentially a stripped down version of that. It's basically a cardboard box with a reduced size manual as well as a reduced size warranty card. and all of that. I don't know why they did this, for what purpose it would have, but I won't be ordering another timepiece from Ashford, or indirectly ordering one again, just because I just can't find a logical explanation why they would cut down on the packaging material, if only possibly to lower the price, but I can't really imagine what a big difference a more, I guess, a nicer packaging would create on the price. So that's essentially it. Again, I recommend this chronograph highly. I quite like it. The alarm function can be useful, but like I said, just remember that it's very hard to get it to go off at exactly the right time you want. I would say that it goes off between 3 and 4 minutes later or before you want it to, just because it's kind of hard to set the analog alarm on it. The chronograph functions very well, though, and I've used that quite frequently. Considering I'm a junior now and taking the SATs, the chronograph is extremely helpful for, timing yourself on those tests, and it's helped me quite a bit. Anyway, thanks for watching. Again, this chronograph runs for $359 on Amazon.com currently, and that is a discount of 43% from the original retail of $625.